This is a public service announcement. If you have a turbo car, you need to do this right now. Not in a minute, right now. Go to the garage, go to the trailer, and do this right now. Not kidding. So you boys are like me, you got a turbo car, you ain't no nitrous racer, and you said, I don't need to change spark plugs. When was the last time you changed your spark plugs, guys? Tell me, honestly. Tell me the last time you being a turbo racer, you went to the garage and you pulled the plugs when nothing was wrong. I can tell you how many times you pulled the plugs when nothing was wrong. Never. The answer is never. I promise you it's never. I'm right there with you. We got to do better, guys. We got to do better at making the spark plugs. No sparky things in the holes. If they don't sparky, the fuel don't ignite, and you don't get no power. So go take the spark plugs out. Let me show you what they look like when you don't do it like you're supposed to, when you neglect these things. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the plugs out now. This is a block that I think we got it from, I think Devin ended up giving it to us. So you can see it's got the Ford pattern and then the Chevrolet pattern. Ford's on top, Chevy's on the bottom. So we're going to pull out the plugs. Let me show you I'll show you what the plugs look like in a minute. Hang on. All right, boys. Well, I got the spark plugs out. It has been a minute since I have taken these things out. As you can tell, they do not look the best. The information you can get from these plugs is pretty strong. It is basically that the straps are still there, and we have not leaned it out so much that we have killed it. You can start to see like the different change of color there. A couple of them are pretty predominant on their color changes. I'm going to say that's going to be the timing lines, but some of them are very difficult to see anything. And that's just, you know, the running, the rust sitting there. It's just, this is what turbo car plugs look like. People don't change spark plugs on turbo cars near enough, me included. That rust and stuff, I mean, that's just old plugs with methanol. So that's the issue with that. So get new plugs in it. Make sure you use a little bit of anti-seize. We set the gap on these. For low boost, you can run up to 20 or so. But for higher boost, if you're running 25, 30, 40 pounds of boost, I always like to have gap around 14 to 16 thousandths. A lot of people say that you don't need it quite that close, but that way it's always good. All right, boys, well, I decided to clean these spark plugs and see how clean they would get. So the front row here is being cleaned, and those turn out pretty good. Actually, I'm going to probably put those back in the engine because the next few weeks, I'm not going to be racing in a place where I'm going to be leaning on it and needing to read spark plugs. So the biggest thing is just getting them to spark. The way they foul out is down there in the bottom. You get a heavy sooty carbon buildup between that center porcelain and the outside ground, and then that's how you lose the spark. So cleaning them up, I think we're going to be just fine for what we're doing now. So we're going to stick those back in, clean the other ones and stick them back in. All right, guys, well, all of them are now clean except for one, that one right there. And it actually got clean, but I dropped it on the floor. So valuable lesson. If you've never done it, if you ever drop a spark plug, it doesn't matter if it's brand new or if it's old, if it's right out of the box. If the spark plug hits the ground, then you need to throw it in the trash, because what will happen potentially is you'll get a hairline crack somewhere in that porcelain, or somewhere down there in the porcelain, or sometimes it'll close the gap. You can see the gap usually, but if you get a hairline crack, you won't know it until you're chasing a misfire. Been there, done that. If you drop it, throw it in the trash. It's disappointing, guys. I'm really, really disappointed in y'all. I'm disappointed in myself. We got to do better. Change your spark plugs. You got to change them like a nitrous racer, but you need to change your spark plugs on a regular basis or clean them.